Hi, dear viewers. Today, I'm joining a conversation with Maigen Jones, the author of Masterpiece Fire and quite a lot of other books that she's authored. And it's a pleasure to have Megan on the show today. Welcome on the show, Megan.
Thank you, Peter. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's so lovely to have you featured on P English Literature. I'm excited as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Megan, could you tell us about your book, Masterpiece Fire? How does this book come about? I mean, what inspired you to write Masterpiece Fire?
I wanted to get the message out to children ages 6 to 13 and even older on
Mm,
how they don't need to be ashamed of how God made them to be. How God made you to be is who you are and what you are. There's nothing that needs to be added or taken away. Maybe need to be enhanced and you need to study a little bit more of who
mm,
you are. Other than that, there's nothing that's weird about you, nothing disordered about you.
mm. That's amazing. And I love the sound of that. If you have the copy of the book, could you show it to the camera just so the viewers
Sure,
can see?
sure, right here. There you
Oh,
go.
beautiful. Oh, I love the
That's the
front cover. That's like
thank
firewood and
you.
stuff.
Yes, because we're made by fire of God,
Oh,
by life. Some of our life's choices and some of God's design in life that we're made by His hand
mm.
and we're purified by fire.
Absolutely. And I also love to ask you, for readers who haven't read the book yet, and without
Mm-hmm.
giving much information away, of course, could they have a sneak of what we'd expect picking up the book?
When picking up the book, you will be inspired, you will be encouraged
Mm.
and amazed about the character in the book, how her master made her,
Oh,
and how sometimes peer pressure can cause you to think otherwise. How the master made you is not all that great,
yeah.
but you will read as you continue to read, you'll understand that just how you're made is the way the master designed you to be.
Oh, that's beautiful to know. I love the sound of that. Now, Megan, I'd love to ask you this. As authors, we all have different ways of reacting to feedbacks and criticism of our works. How do you
Mm-hmm.
react to negative criticism of your works if you've ever had one in time past?
Um, Well, it depends on who it is that's criticizing. There's good criticism and then there's bad criticism, right?
Yeah.
Um, when I'm like, it depends on who it is, gives them the criticism. Somebody that's close to me, and if they know how to criticize, some people don't know how to criticize in love, and they tend to just throw off on you
Mm,
and not thinking of your feelings, how you will react to what they're saying about your creation, your
yeah.
creativity.
Yeah.
I've had a few critics, and it's okay because, like I said, it depends on who's saying it.
Yeah.
Some people that gave critics, yeah, they don't, I know them, but it's not something that I hold very like grain of salt, brush it off, brush it off your shoulders.
Yeah.
So and then
Yeah.
there's some I hold dear to me, and then I pay attention to the next time I start writing or I start creating something. I pay attention to what those that I consider valuable criticism.
Mm. That's great. I love your take on criticism. That's quite amazing to know. And I love to ask
Mm-hmm.
you, writing can take quite a lot of time, could come with some experiences and some challenges. I'm curious to know if you experienced any challenges while writing this particular book. If there is any, could you share with us what challenge it is and how you
This
ultimately overcame it?
this particular book, did I face any challenges? Uh, Mostly through getting it actually published. The writing
Oh,
process wasn't so hard, but mostly getting it published because it's my first time publishing a book. And so money is a factor.
absolutely.
the Bible tells us to count up the cost, and yeah, I didn't count up the cost,
Mm,
so I had to do payment plans to get to where I needed to be as far as publishing the book is concerned. I have it published other places other than Amazon, and
mm,
everybody's not Amazon, So yeah, I have it published online, Barnes and Nobles online, also Authors Reputation Press
mm,
online, and Amazon. That's what I have it.
mm. Yeah, that's great to know. That's amazing. Now, I'd love to ask you, apart from Masterpiece Fire, do you have any other works you've authored or maybe currently working on?
I am currently working on another inspired children's book, um,
Mm,
mostly geared towards guardians and parents. Um, Not to give anything away, but I'm just going to say the title of it: Journey of a Fighter, Demons and Predators. It has to do with child abuse and child molestation,
mm. Wow, that's
which is a
beautiful.
big factor.
Absolutely. And at this point, it just came to my mind. I want to ask you, what is it particularly that intrigued you in writing on the children's literature? Because the one we're currently talking about is a children's literature. What
Master.
intrigued you particularly? What made you start writing in the genre of children's literature?
It's a little bit easier to
Mm,
write children's literature, a little bit easier. Um, a lot of the critics asked me, a lot of people of encouragement asked me, why don't you have any pictures? That's a real big question. I don't have
mm,
any pictures because our children have enough to look at, enough to visualize. I understand during their ages of development, they are prone to look at a lot of pictures.
yeah.
Our children have trouble reading, so they need to be able to read words and sound them out. So I
Mm.
geared more towards that than anything.
Oh. That's great. That's a great mission. I love that. Now, is there
Mm-hmm.
anything that you would love to share with the viewers about your book that we didn't mention in this interview and you'd love the viewers to know?
I would like the viewers to leave reading the book encouraged, inspired, and to be proud of who they are
Mm,
and what God has designed them to be.
oh, beautiful. I love the sound of that. I love the
Thank
sound
you.
of that. And I wanted to ask you, is the book, the children's book, is it something like a poem or something? Or would you love to recite maybe a section in the book to the viewers? Would you love to do that?
Yes, I would. Give me a minute. This part of the book, I would like to recite. What am I called? You are called Eden, the man said. And where do I go from here? You are to join the other creation. Go to the village at the base of the mountain. There you will find where you belong.
Hmm. Wow, I love the sound of that. Simple and quite straight to the point, as well as succinct.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And now, Megan, I'd love to ask you, as a
Mm-hmm.
published author, what sort of advice do you have for other writers who are still struggling with publishing a book? What do you tell people in this category?
Well, first things first, pray and
Mm,
ask God what you should write, if you should write. And secondly, the count of the cost. This process of writing is a bit pricey. Um,
absolutely.
when you have it saved and budget correctly, it can be very pricey. By
Yeah.
all means, put your money in order
Yeah.
and get ready to have the time of your life.
Mm,
Book signings and interviews and marketing your book on social media. Enjoy
yeah.
it,
Yeah. That's a great
but
one.
know that you have a message to put out there. Everybody has a story, and
Absolutely.
your story should be put out there in one shape, form, or another. whether it be
Absolutely.
through your writing, music, skit, plays, theater.
Mm,
Your story ought to go out there.
absolutely. That's great. I love the sound of that. And at this point, I love to ask you, where can, in case we have viewers who are interested in getting a copy, what platform is the book available on for purchase?
Sure, you can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com,
Mm.
and AuthorsReputationPress.com. You also can go on Facebook. You can type in my name, Maigen Jones, author, or Author's Reputation on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, that's great. And I've left a link in the description part of this interview where interested viewers can get a copy of Megan books directly on Amazon and on
Thank
Barnes
you.
and Nobles. So thank you so much, Megan, for accepting the invitation to be featured on P English Literature. It's a pleasure having this
Thank you.
conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Appreciate you.
Yeah, it's my joy as well.